Hi Cancer, welcome to October. I'm trying out a new bell, let me know what you think. So this month, we have a new moon in Libra on the 6th, and then we have a full moon in Aries on the 20th. And both of these are going to be a little bit intense because Mars is involved and Pluto is involved in the full moon. So also we have planets moving forward that have been retrograde. Mercury just turned retrograde at the end of September, so it will be retrograde until the 18th when it goes forward. And but some of the outer planets that have been retrograde for several months, like Pluto will go direct right around the new moon on the 6th. And then we have Saturn going direct on the 10th. And then we have Jupiter and Mercury both going direct on the 18th. Venus will move into Sagittarius, which will be in your 6th house. So things at work might get a little bit better. And the Sun will move into Scorpio in the 5th house. So that could bring romance. But let's see what the cards say for Cancer. What does Cancer need to know about love and relationships for the month of October 2021? What's coming up? What is coming up for Cancer in love and relationships for October 2021? Queen of Swords. Page of Swords. 2 of Cups. 5 of Wands. 3 of Swords. The 8 of Cups. The 8 of Swords. The 3 of Cups. The 10 of Cups. The 4 of Wands. Well, that's looking better. And the card under the deck is the 7 of Swords. Okay, interesting. All right, so you start the month off with this Queen of Swords energy. This is a card of, the Queen of Swords can be harsh, especially with the page crossing. Harsh communication or having to have a difficult conversation with someone. Queen of Swords also has, sometimes she could be judgmental. And she also has the walls built up. You know, she's protecting herself because she's been hurt in the past and she doesn't want to get hurt again. And so she's pushing people away. So you might be giving the vibe of, stay away, don't come near me. I don't need anybody. I can handle this. You know, just leave me alone. I'm good. But I think that's just a defense mechanism because you're just feeling like, I don't want to be hurt anymore. I'm tired of it. You have the 2 of Cups here in the recent past. So there's a potential for a partnership. There could have been a partnership that you thought was going to be a soulmate connection, but you've been fighting a lot. The 5 of Wands, and you have the 7 of Swords, which is a card of you feel like someone's not being honest with you, or they're trying to take something from you. Either they're taking credit for the work you do, or someone's trying to steal maybe someone in your life, maybe have a connection, and this person, you just don't believe, you don't trust them. You may feel like someone's trying to take something away from you. Or it could also mean that you're not facing the reality of a situation. Like you're shoving things under the rug when you should be dealing with it. And the 5 of Wands can be competition. It could be petty conflict. Like you're not really fighting over anything really serious, but like you're not dealing with the real issue. So you're fighting over these little things, but it's like surface things, you know? Like, oh, you left the toilet seat up, or you left your toothpaste, squished all over the place. But you're not fighting about the real things, what's really bothering you. What is it that's really upsetting you? That's what you need to talk about. And so avoid, because you're trying to avoid that, you're bringing up like little things that don't mean anything. You have this Three of Swords here, though, coming up in the future, and the Eight of Cups. So you might be thinking like of walking away from something. Because the Three of Swords is heartache, separation, and the Eight of Cups is about, this was once a good relationship, but now it's no longer fulfilling me, and I need to leave. I need to walk away. And I want something more fulfilling. I want, someone who's there for me. I want true love. You got the Ten of Cups here. This is what you want. You want someone who just loves you for you, and you don't have to measure up to anything. Maybe you feel a partner is cheating, even because you have the Three of Cups here. That sometimes can represent a third-party situation. But it can also mean that it doesn't have to be cheating. It can mean that maybe you feel like your partner is too friendly with everybody. Some people are just very flirty or just friendly in a flirty way, and it makes you feel insecure. I don't know that it's definitely a cheating thing, but there is some kind of suspicion there because you have the Seven of Swords. So you may feel like one of your friends is after your mate or something, or your partner. You have the Eight of Swords here too, so you feel like you're stuck. Like this is a card of power restricted, because eights are a card of power. But when you have the Eight of Swords, you feel like I'm stuck, I'm trapped, I can't move. Maybe you're afraid to move out of your current situation because it gives you a certain feeling of stability or security. A lot of times the Eight of Swords is just fear that's holding you back from taking action. So I feel like you really need to have a conversation and stop sweeping things under the rug. If somebody's doing something that's upsetting you, you need to talk about it. And you might have a positive resolution because you have the Ten of Cups and the Four of Wands as an outcome. So I feel like by not dealing with the subject that you really need to deal with, by not talking about your fears or your insecurities or whatever the hell's going on, you're making things worse. And it's getting to the point where you feel like I can't fix this. I just want to give up. I just want to walk away. And you're dreaming of this Ten of Cups, which is, I want this. This is what I want. And instead I've got this, the Five of Wands. And I've got, this heartache. I don't want heartache. I want someone who just loves me. I want to feel loved. I want to feel nurtured. I want to feel protected. I don't want to fight all the time. But the Four of Wands is here. This is a card of victory and stability. So that's the future. But I think to get to that place, you have to go here. The Page of Swords, which is about looking deep, looking beneath the surface. Sometimes the Page of Swords can mean spying. So maybe you've been spying on someone to see if you could really trust them. Like, are they being loyal to me? The Page of Swords could also mean gossip. So somebody might be coming to you with a tale, like, oh, you know what I heard? So-and-so saw so-and-so with talking to so-and-so, So don't listen to gossip. If someone comes to you with a crazy story, go to the source. Don't just believe what you hear. You have to look deeper. You have to look beneath the surface and talk it out, And it may bring tears, and it may make you feel vulnerable, and it may open up some wounds, but you will get to the bottom of it. And it could have a positive outcome because, you're finding out the truth. You're not avoiding it anymore. And then you won't be fighting over the little things. You'll be finding out the truth. And so once you find out the truth, then you know what you have to do. You either patch things up and make things better, or okay, I have to walk away. But by avoiding it, it's like you're letting things fester and rot under the surface. So you have to get to the truth. So it may be uncomfortable, but have that conversation. Before you make your decision to walk away, have that difficult conversation. So let's see where this new moon falls for you. It's in your 4th house of home. You have the moon, sun and the moon, and Mars. So you've been fighting at home with your partner. If you're not having sex with Mars in the 4th house, then you're fighting. But also Mercury is there. So it's a good time for communication. But when Mars and Mercury kind of come together, It could be, volatile communication. So you want to be careful. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. So you don't want to get hateful and start hurling, cuss words at each other. You want to sit down and go, okay, what's going on here? This is what I need. How are you feeling? This is what I feel. Do I statements, not you statements, because the you thing is seen as an attack. But you really need to have a conversation. And at this new moon, but you can have a new beginning too. The whole thing about a new moon is new energy coming in. Chance for an opportunity for a new beginning. And with Libra, there's going to have to be compromise and negotiation. There's going to have to be seeing things from both sides, learning how to negotiate, meeting each other halfway. So if you're not getting your fair share, you need to speak up about it and work out some kind of compromise. And you have all this energy in the fourth house, so you can do that. And Mercury is trining Jupiter. And Jupiter is in your 8th house. So your partner, if you're married or if you're in a serious relationship, your partner should be having some financial success with Jupiter in the 8th house, bringing in more money, more support. But Mercury is retrograde. So Mercury retrograde, there could be a lot of miscommunication during a Mercury retrograde. But it's also a great time to go back to the past and fix what's broken. So if there's a relationship that needs repairing and fixing, and if there's communication that needs to be said, this is a time to do it. So the focus this month is going to be on home and family and fixing what's broken and communicating about your needs. Let's see what else is happening. This moon is also in conjunct Uranus. So you have some friends in the mix trying to influence your decision. Like maybe you need to tell your friends to mind their business. I don't know. But friends, they probably want to get you out of a bad situation. So they're telling you, you need freedom from something. But Uranus can also bring, maybe you want to try out some connecting with different groups of people. Break away from the routine. Uranus will put you it'll be a little bit uncomfortable at first, but it could open up some doors for you where you won't feel so stuck or so trapped. Saturn is in the 8th house. So financial matters might be difficult. You might feel like you're working, to get out of debt, or you're dealing with, if you're trying to deal with financial institutions, they may be giving you a hard time, a lot of regulations. But it's trying the North Node in the 12th house. So you may have some karmic issues to deal with. That communication can help you heal. So this new moon, it can be an emotional time with your 4th house, because all Cancer cares about is home and family and feeling secure and safe at home. But there could be some conflicts going on, and you really need to speak up and voice your grievances. But make sure that you're being understood, because Mercury is in conjunct Neptune. And when Mercury has a weird connection to Neptune, there could be deceptive communication. Maybe someone's telling you a crazy story, you don't believe them. But it could also mean that you're just having a hard time getting people to understand where you're coming from. So you just have to really explain yourself and really, especially if you're signing any contracts that have to do with the home. Check the details, read the fine print, look carefully at everything this month, because Mercury retrograde, there could be mistakes that you don't notice, or miscommunication, missed connections, that kind of thing. Then we have the full moon, and that's happening in your 10th house. And it's also affecting your 4th house. So you could be having some type of career success or life-changing events, but there's a lot going on at home, so you got to balance that out, And then there's also Pluto in the 7th. So there's power struggles. Your relationships are changing in a big way. It could be power struggles at home, power struggles with career. You feel like you're being bullied in a relationship, or you're trying to free yourself from something that's very oppressive when Pluto's involved. And Mars square Pluto, you want to, that could be a violent aspect. So you might get so angry, like you start throwing things, or your partner may get so bullying. You might be trying to break free from an abusive situation. Some of you, not everybody, but just watch your temper and don't try to set someone off if they're known to be, have a quick temper, because you don't want to add fuel to the fire. So you have to be delicate, learn how to negotiate, state your case, but don't create a big drama because it could turn out difficult. Now, the positive thing around this full moon is that things will be revealed and you'll see the truth one way or another. So you'll know what you need to do. Either you're going to see the truth and fix things and everything's going to wind up great at the end, or you're going to see the truth and leave and move on to something better. But you need to have that discussion. You need to look at that truth. You can't keep sweeping it under the rug. Now, Mercury is in the 4th house. It's sextile Venus in the 6th. So work matters should be good. Venus usually brings greater harmony in your work environment. You get along with work colleagues. It could bring more money from work. So that part is okay. But you have Saturn and Jupiter going through your 8th house. So things are transforming. It's time for you to get serious about your money and the financial support you have to really, you may feel like you're not supported financially, or you can't leave a relationship because you're dependent upon it financially. But Jupiter's bringing you opportunity to break free of that. So it would be, you really need to learn to be more independent and don't let security or finances keep you in a relationship that's not healthy. If you're in a toxic relationship, you're better off alone than to be abused or to be, unhappy. But so things may come to a head because you have the angles are being activated, the 10th house, the 4th house, the 7th house. Things may come to a head in a relationship this month. And it could work out in your favor with this 4 of Wands. But this is a general reading, so it may be different for different people depending on your specific situation. Some people may realize, I can't fix this. I finally see the truth. I got to leave. I'm not putting up with this anymore. Other people may speak up, and if their partner really loves them, they may come to an agreement where they can make things work. And then they wind up getting something, creating greater harmony in the relationship. Or you leave someone and you find, because if you're sticking with someone that's not good for you, you're not giving yourself a chance to find the person that is good for you. So for those of you who might leave something behind, and it may be difficult, it's freeing you then to find the right person that can give you the love you deserve. So don't settle this month. And don't be afraid to speak up. And don't be afraid to be a little bit vulnerable, because with the Queen of Swords energy, she's got this chip on her shoulder, So it's hard to connect with someone when you're pushing people away. So you want to be firm and set boundaries, but you don't want to be harsh. So that's my advice this month, Cancer. I hope you liked this reading or enjoyed it. If it resonated with you, leave a comment in the comment box. Click on the like button, the subscribe button. That helps the channel. Thank you for your support if you have been doing this. If you're new, welcome. And if you'd like a private reading, click on the link in the description box. It'll take you to my website, and we will get you on the schedule, and we'll be working together. And when I do a personal reading, it's talking specifically about your situation, so there'll be greater clarity. I mean, this is a general reading, so it may not resonate with everyone. If it does, great. If it doesn't, maybe check your rising sign or your moon sign. That might resonate better. So whatever's happening this month, I wish you the best. I wish you love and peace and clarity. And I will talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.